friends. I'm here today with my friend Karie Winfree, who is the owner of Om Organizing.
Yep.
And we're going to talk to her a little bit about herself and the business. So thanks for spending some time with me today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what got you into organizing?
Well, I've always been a little bit OCD, and it's something that I've done for friends and family over the years, and just really have a passion for. Like, I love decorating and design. I have a degree from SCAD and never really did anything with that. So I decided to go ahead and jump in and start my own organizing business, and found there was a big need for it in all sort of demographics.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is the biggest need right now? Is it people downsizing who are retiring, or is it kids, or people in between?
It's all over the map. Like, people with families need help because they have too many toys that are crowding in their living room,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's house looks like a gymboree.
Right.
And there are millennials who are inheriting things from their parents. Crystal, huge pieces of furniture, things that they don't have room or space for.
Or want.
Or want. They really, like, your kids don't want your stuff. I'm sorry. And then, of course, people that are retiring who are moving into either assisted living or apartments, smaller places, who have a lifetime worth of things in their house and need to figure out what they want to keep and what they want to get rid of.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I think about my parents' house, and my dad just tells me that I'm going to deal with it when he dies.
Yeah, my parents do the same. They realize that I'm just going to take everything and donate it to Goodwill. They're like, this is my estate. I'm like, yeah, most of it's from Ross. So
It's beautiful.
Okay, it's beautiful. It works in this space, but it's just stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's really important to have things in your space that have meaning and purpose, and not just to have a lot of stuff. And I think a lot of people are wanting that nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, have a simpler existence. The less you own, the less you have to dust.
Totally agree. Totally agree. As a collector of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I should say, too, that Carrie's helped me in my own house in a couple of different places, especially my office. So it's helpful. Yeah. So when you go to someone's house to organize, you just don't throw everything away, right?
Oh my goodness, no. I don't touch anything without anyone's permission. It's definitely a negotiated thing. We go in with the contract, right? So we know kind of the steps in the process. Sometimes we go room by room, sometimes we go category by category. But it really has to be their choice what they keep and what they let go of. A lot of people just want somebody to give them permission to let go of those things. Like, they know it needs to go,
Yeah.
but they just, and some people just want to have somebody there with them to go through the process because they're so overwhelmed they don't know where to start.
Yeah, I understand that. So it seems like a lot of people have a lot of challenges just with stuff. What's your best advice when it's something that might be kind of sentimental that they might want to get rid of because it's too much?
Well, there are different ways to preserve things that are sentimental. If it's something that you really want to look at every day and be reminded of, then by all means put it out there, right? But we have to think about, like, is every little thing that someone we love touched really a sentimental thing? So we really have to kind of pare back and look at the things that really do get us right here. And those are the things that we can keep. You can also take and document those things. So you can make a book of all these treasures.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you actually have to have the physical object.
The piece.
Right? Because most of them are attached to, like, memories. And that's not something that has to reside in a physical object.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, I have a hard time getting rid of knickknacks and stuff.
Yeah.
So where do you feel you make the most impact with these families or individuals?
I definitely think once they get everything cleared out, they're like, I wish I had been living this way the entire time. You know, it's just like, everything's so simple. Everything's so easy. Like, I wish I would have done this a lot earlier. There's no one that ever says, oh, geez, I threw so much away. I wish I wouldn't have done that. You know, everybody just feels like this sense of, like, at the end of the process. And so, I mean, if you're feeling like you need to clear things out, if your space is just too chaotic, you come home and you're like, oh my God, you know, instead of like, ah, I'm home, then, you know, you should definitely, you know, read Marie Kondo's book. And about half of that is applicable to most people. Because most people are not going to be able to just take a trash bag and throw everything away.
No.
And you want to be mindful about where your things go. You don't want them all just go to the dump. Those things can be recycled or repurposed or donated. Somebody out there wants, you know, those treasures.
Right. One man's trash, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you mentioned design, that you also are good at design, and your house, of course, is stunning.
Thank you.
We're in our kitchen right now. So you also can offer staging and services like that. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
I do, yeah. So most of what I do as far as staging goes is all the things your realtor tells you that you need to do, but you don't always have time to do.
We're a good team.
Yes. You don't always have time to do yourself. You know, depersonalizing things, decluttering, you know, clearing off your countertop. Your countertop should have no more than 3 items on it. If you look, I pretty much live by that.
Yeah, you're effective.
I try to make sure all surfaces are clear, you know, so people can really picture themselves in the space, but it doesn't seem too sterile either. So I really help people kind of restyle their homes. I like to use a lot of what they already have, if possible. It saves people at least 50% over staging. And then you're not having to put your stuff in storage.
Right.
So it really makes things easier. A lot of times whenever we're restyling, if there are extra pieces, we just stick it out in the garage and then wait for all the pictures to be taken, and then we can slowly move things back in. But a lot of people realize they don't want that stuff back. They
That's
like
really
the
good
house in the staged state.
Yeah.
I had a client that we staged his home, and we had all this stuff in the garage, and he just hired somebody, an estate sale person, to come over and liquidate everything because he loved living in that simplified space so much.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I also do decorating.
Yes.
So I do help clients with decorating, selecting colors for their home, whole house, room by room, and that's something I absolutely love to do. I'm such a design geek.
Right. Well, and you're an artist too.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. I
so-
studied painting.
Right.
Initially, I studied interior design.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I have to measure. There's math. Math is hard. So, so it's like, I'll be a painter. And I still paint some, but not as much as I used to because I'm pretty busy.
You're busy.
So
People need to throw their stuff out.
people need to throw their stuff out. Absolutely. You don't need that.
No, not at all.